Welcome to Amherst, Massachusetts, and McGirt Alumni Stadium, home to the Minutemen of Umass, just a stone's throw away from where the heart of the American Revolution was fought, and we are anxious to see a fight on the gridiron in this one. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So Purdue's offense takes the field to start this game off. And there he is when you build a... build one just like this, especially with those reliable mitts, Jesse.
Yeah, Reese, he makes big plays in big games. Watch for him on third down in the red zone. He has a chance to leave an impact in this game.
Well, it's so nice to have such a big body that when he's covered, he's open, right? Like, it doesn't matter because he's got great hands and that big frame he can really utilize.
This offense has a second down play. Pulls it and fires to the left. They've got it out to the 34 after getting 5 there.
And those slot receivers nowadays, they're little water bugs, man. You can play touch football in an elevator to lose to these guys because they're so quick and so dynamic. Get open and catch the football.
Running back searching for a hole. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big gain now, but down the road, third, fourth quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it. Now facing a 3rd and long. Wants to throw. It's Card. Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. Comes out throwing on 1st down. Lofts one high and deep. Makes the catch. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, looking for a man. Got it behind the line. It's Love. And there is nothing doing on that one. You got the completion and nothing else to show for it. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Running back goes in motion. Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. He caught it. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3. They relentlessly move forward. Now it's getting down to cases. 3rd and goal. Looking to throw it again. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Boilermakers!
What a nice job by the offense. First drive of the game, they matriculate it down the field, put themselves in a goal-to-go situation on 3rd down. It's not going to be easy throwing it, but they win the matchup. Accurate throw, and they get paid.
Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. So Umass offense will go to work for the first time. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt. They got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to play well if they're going to win the football game.
I don't know, man. If I'm on defense here and I'm watching the way my D-line's getting manhandled, I might have to put more guys in the box. I might have to sacrifice his safety and try to get more hats close to the line of scrimmage to slow this running back down, because the RPO game's been a problem.
They'll snap it on 1st down from the 35. He's going to pass. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
I love the decision by the quarterback. He found the open man, just don't love the throw. Got to be a little bit more accurate, make it easier on your target.
Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. The sure hands, it's Hester. A pickup of 8 now to convert this 3rd and 2.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
Fires to the tight end. And they'll pick up the 1st down and mark it at the 47.
Everybody on the same page there on blitz pick. up, right? Offensive line, everybody communicating, understanding where they have to work to give their QB time to make an accurate throw and pick up the first.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And that's a great play by the defensive end. The best athletes on the field play defensive end. You can ask anybody. Yes, I agree, Jesse Reese. See, they agree with me. Same thing. But you watch them get off the football, make the play. That's why you put your athletes there.
Pocket starts to collapse. And the defense gets to the quarterback. Just a great job defensively, making him go through his progressions, and he really didn't have time to do it.
And that's exactly what you do in zone coverage. You drop in your spots, you read the quarterback's eyes, make sure you take away that quick stuff, and a great job rushing the passer and getting the sack.
That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th down. Umass will line up to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well.
And they got him for the sack.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
It'll be a draw. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they try to go with draw. They didn't catch the defense blitzing, so it wasn't a great look anyway. But up front, they just got beat regardless. And that back, David, had nowhere to go.
He had nowhere to go, but those offensive linemen, you got to set and you got to invite those defensive linemen up the field and kind of push them by. And you could tell they didn't do that. They didn't create any holes. There was really nowhere for him to go. You got to give him that first little hole, and then maybe he can make a move. So the offensive line needs to do a better job.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. The Minutemen going back to work on offense. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and gone.
Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job gang tackling, because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
To throw, it's Pumachan. Makes the grab down the middle. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short.
Wow, the quarterback knew he had to get that one to his receiver quickly on the in route. Did you see the velocity on that throw?
He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on 3rd down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
To the air on first down. He's got his man. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
And after giving up that completion, guys, I wonder if the defense is going to decide to stay in zone or maybe mix things up, a little more man coverage, maybe blitz.
That's the end of the period, and Purdue has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. First down to start the drive after the break. He'll keep it himself. Makes it past the marker. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. This Umass offense is moving quickly down the field. Dropping back, it's Kumachan. Fires to the big fella. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Hey, I'll tell you what, that slot receiver, he may not be the biggest receiver in the world, but he is shifty, and he runs really good routes. You saw it on that play.
To the ground to try to move the chains. Looks as if he has enough to move the chains. It'll be a first down, Umass.
That is how it's done on third down and short. No doubt about it. An easy hole to get through and clearly get the first down.
If you really want to simplify football, the low man wins. That time the offense got the better of the D. Easily picked up.
And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. You saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
How about the defensive end understanding football, understanding that I got to keep outside contained. I'm responsible for the quarterback. Good job playing his responsibility. And how about getting that sucker on the ground? He's a pretty good athlete to be able to corral him, tackle him right in the middle of the field and get him to the ground.
They are on the move as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 28. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last one.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. Dropping back, it's Kumachan. It's complete on the right side. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker.
I'll tell you, for this defense, they're going to have to find a way to bracket this slot receiver because of how athletic he is. They're going to need to make sure they've got linebackers and DBs surrounding this guy at all times.
Breaks the tackle. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
The coaches told us in pregame they love this back's mixture of speed and power. Listen, he's not the power back all the time, but he's moving so fast that it's hard to get him to the ground.
Zings it complete to the right. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Umass lines up with a first and goal. Barges ahead. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Minutemen! Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. Right down the boulevard. They held the ball for 15 plays on that touchdown drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
From the gun, the ground game. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down.
You know, they pride themselves on being physical at the point of attack, dominated at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there picking up the first down.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Use the play fake, now to throw. Hauls it in. We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. They'll throw it on first down. Finds his man, it's Love. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. On second down, looking to throw. Gets it out quickly. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. Good job by the receiver knowing it was man coverage. If he's looking, he's booking. He gave his quarterback the eyes right away that says, hey, I'm not stopping, put it out in front of me, I'm getting this first down.
He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short on first down.
QB, excellent location on that throw. Out route against man coverage, you cannot miss. If you throw that behind, that might be a pick six. So nice job by the quarterback with his accuracy.
Finds a soft spot in the middle. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense first and goal from the 7. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. Back to throw, it's Card. Fires into the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
And they're trying to work that sideline all the way towards the end of the end zone, trying to make a play, but ran out of real estate. And you could tell he didn't get a foot down, no catch, out of bounds.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. This is one of those momentum turning points. If this defense can force a field goal attempt, that is a victory for them. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. They'll send out the kicker here. And the holder will spot it on the 14 for a 24-yard attempt. Thought he had it and couldn't get it through the uprights. He missed it. And here in the second quarter, we remain all knotted up.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. That's a kick he should be making instead.
The Umass offense returns to the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
It was a nice job in play calling, too, David. Just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and answer.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
Then they'll line up from the 31 on first down. He's looking to throw it. Unloads to the wideout. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Yeah, and a really good job by the defender, understanding the ball's coming. I got to break on it and go, and not try to intercept it and make a bad play. He swats it down and makes sure that's an incompletion.
Fires left. Makes the grab. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Umass getting set to snap it on 1st and 10. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Wants to throw on first down. They're bringing heat. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. The pass falls incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left.
Well, the defender got his hand on that one, tipped it up in the air, and offense, man, they're lucky that one wasn't picked.
This is a 3rd and long. Looking downfield, it's Pumachan. Throws to the wideout. What a snag by the defense. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half. They'd love nothing better than to add a 3-ball here before the break. Everything will have to be clean from 55 yards away. Oh, and he missed it. No good. After that failed field goal attempt, fellas, still tie ball game. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, what else is new? A spirited environment there in Amherst.
The Boilermakers will kick it away to start the second half. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Bringing the heat. He just about popped that one for a long one, but as it is, he gives his team a lot of momentum with a solid return. The Minutemen going back to work on offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
They go to the ground. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run.
They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
Looking for a crease. It's Hester. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down.
And it's really nice, whether it's RPO or not, is having a defensive line that stones the offensive line, takes away the gaps. It doesn't matter what your read is if you're winning up front on that defensive line.
Handoff to the lone back. Not much running room. He's got one down to the 12.
And these defensive tackles just eat people. They swallow human beings when you get near them. They're so big, so strong. When those guys, those running backs come in, they just need a mitt. They put one mitt on a running back, and he usually falls to the ground just because of their sheer mass and strength.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Quickly complete. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Didn't get enough to move the sticks, but enough to leave them with the decision.
And the defense did a great job. Understanding the sticks, rallying to the football, getting them on the ground. And you're right, Reese. 4th and short, that means decision time. Or, for us, green light. Go for it.
Tries to slither forward on the sneak.
Man, when I was at Florida, Steve Spurrier would wait for this opportunity in a game 4th and inches, and he'd signal in red Snoopy. Quarterback sneak. It works every time.
He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
On 2nd and goal, they give it to him again. See if he's got a nose for the goal line.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on 3rd here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
They want to dance their way in on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Umass! They take the lead with the 6.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And right down the middle. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Number 95, set to kick this one off.
And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. It'll be interesting to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
The Boilermakers will line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll call for the fair catch here. The Umass offense returns to the field. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got him right where they wanted. This defense...
Off he goes! And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
And busting big runs like this, we always talk about the running backs, but it's the big boys up front paving their lanes, those receivers gluing on those DBs that make these plays really go for big yardage.
And how about those receivers? Not just the glamour of catching passes, but doing some dirty work, too.
No doubt. When they get on those guys in the second level and get on those DBs, that's when you break those big, long runs.
He's brought down at the 18-yard line. Brings up second down.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Movement here from the tight end. Trying the run, it's John. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
I love this linebacker because he's able to dissect what's happening in front of him, and he reacts downhill, uses his speed to get to the line of scrimmage and create the negative play.
Dropping back, it's Pumachan. He finds his man. Touchdown, Minuteman! Made the snag and strolled his way into the end zone.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the third. That's the end of the quarter, and it's Umass holding the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. It's caught. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. The Boilermakers will snap it on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Ball in the air, intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much, late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. Offense getting set for first down. The inside handoff. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Red pass, it's complete. Touchdown, Umass! And they take it in for 6 more points. They're now in really good shape to get back into the win column as they extend the lead here late.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
On the run from inside his own 5. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. And the sack all the way back to the 5.
You know, it doesn't matter how talented you are as a quarterback, how accurate you are, how athletic you are. If you're on your back most of the day, it's going to be very hard to win the game. That's been the case for this guy here today. He's been under pressure. He hasn't been in rhythm. He's thrown an interception. This has just not gone his way.
I think one of the hardest things to do is stick to the run when it's not working. But it's those runs right there that are the reason why you have to do it, right? You can't get too one-dimensional. Keep slipping those runs in there. Keep getting a little bit of positive yards. Next thing you know, you look up and you might break one of those after you got them a little bit tight.
The Minutemen going back to work on offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. 3rd and short now from their own 48. Back to pass, it's Pumachan. He makes the connection. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. The offense lining up for a first down play. From the gun, Give on the inside. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. On the ground, it's Hester. They work that running game down to the 34. Let's give him 3 on the carry. 3rd and short coming from the 34. You wonder if this is 4-down territory. Catch in the middle, it's Hardin. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. This Umass offense is moving quickly down the field. Give to the running back. Stop is made almost immediately. Give him 1 to the 23.
At the 23-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down.
Fresh legs, man, it is showing. Of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game, running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming into the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things.
Oh, the ball's out! Oh, and he's able to get back on top of it just in the nick of time.
He's brought down.
So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. Umass lines up with a first and goal. Trying to barge in. Touchdown, Minutemen! And the punishment has been extended. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. This offense needs something to feel good about. It hasn't been very productive today, Jesse.
What?
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man, doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disrupted. They've been all over the field.
Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10.
At the 40. And that's good enough.
Back to throw, it's Card. He's got it.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces.
Can anyone catch him? And the tackle is made, but not before. That completion gets them 30+. And the Boilermakers have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Quick strike complete. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground cover to pick up the first. On 2nd down, just keeps firing. Makes the grab. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. Snap in the shotgun. He caught it. And he will score! Touchdown, Purdue!
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. He's going to pass. Fires to the wideout. He's got it. Oh, look out. There he goes. He's at the 10. Takes it into the end zone for the touchdown on the final play. The denouement. The epilogue, the finishing touch.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue.